Look, we are set for another windy period across the state over the next 48 hours with multiple strong fronts coming across southern parts. Look, these fronts will bring squally showers, isolated gusty thunderstorms, and also some marine impacts. So we're going to see some large waves and significantly elevated sea levels across the Gulfs. The first front is actually crossing Eyre Peninsula as we speak and Kangaroo Island, and that's going to continue to push eastwards into more populated areas, Adelaide, southern and eastern districts as we move through this evening. And then we're going to see a continuation of those showers and the odd thunderstorm through Tuesday and into Wednesday. And ahead of that front, we're already seeing some raised dust, particularly coming across off Eyre Peninsula, but also across the mid-north and eastern districts. So look, it just goes to show how dry it is through some of these inland areas, and we're going to see a continuation of that raised dust through the duration of this event in the next couple of days. So a severe weather warning is already current for some parts of the state, so some of those southern and eastern districts that I mentioned there, for damaging winds up around that 90 kilometres an hour. That warning area is continuing to be assessed for the extent of the risk through Tuesday and into Wednesday, and we'll continue to update that warning as we see fit. But the likelihood is that warning will be cancelled as we move into Wednesday. So an easing trend through the day Wednesday. Rainfall, while rainfall will be welcome for many, it will be primarily in the form of those gusty showers and storms through southern areas. So unfortunately, through some of those northern inland areas that are significantly dry, we're unlikely to see the higher falls. But yeah, through some of those southern coastal areas, the high parts of the Mount Lofty ranges, we're likely to see totals even up to around 30 to 50 millimetres and potentially some isolated higher falls through the Mount Lofty ranges. In terms of marine impacts, so we're likely to see some quite large waves through those offshore coastal areas, so outside of the Gulfs, even peaking around 7 to 8 metres as we move through Tuesday and into early Wednesday. But inside the Gulfs, we are likely to see some quite rough seas and also elevated sea levels as we move through, particularly that Tuesday afternoon and evening around the high tide, and it is that risk that has prompted a coastal hazard warning to be issued for abnormally high tides on Tuesday afternoon. So look, we've obviously seen our coastal areas battered a few times with strong fronts already over the last few weeks. Now, while this event is unlikely to be quite as high in terms of those sea levels as the late May event that obviously brought a lot of beach erosion and damage to jetties, we're still likely to see some coastal impacts and potentially even some flooding of low-lying areas from that seawater. So yeah, it's the type of event that we wouldn't necessarily see every winter, so it is certainly quite significant for those areas. So.